afternoon and live from Dallas, Texas, and from the State Republican Convention. My name is Ben Strusand, and I'm statewide chairman of Americans for Prosperity. We have a great lineup for you this afternoon, and joining us now is Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott. General Abbott, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Ben, it's my pleasure, but also I want to thank you for putting on a program like this. It's so important to get the message out to people across the country about what conservative principles are, what we stand for, and how they can be involved in the process of helping us take back our country.
Well, General, thank you very much. You know, it's been a great convention, and you gave a great speech, by the way. And what's the mood of the delegates here? You've had a chance to talk to them, and I think we're energized.
I have been involved in maybe a dozen different conventions, give or take a few. I don't think I've been at a convention that was as energized as this convention. This may also be the largest convention I've ever attended. There are more people who are involved and energetic about politics this year than I've ever seen, and there is a reason for it, and that's because so many people are concerned about the direction of the country and about how dangerous of a situation we find ourselves in. We've run up all the debt that we can run up. We've spent all the money we can spend. We've mortgaged our future to China. It's time that we undertake efforts to make sure that we rein in our budget, rein in our spending, and protect our future generations. And people have finally realized the only way they can do that is by getting involved. People are getting involved in record numbers now because they have seen they can make a difference. And so the key message we have for this convention is to everyone involved in the convention, understand you have the power to make a difference. Your involvement will ensure that we turn the direction of this country in a way that's going to make more sense, allows us to retake our country based upon the principles in the Constitution.
We're speaking to Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott, live from Dallas. General Abbott, your office has been involved in some lawsuits, I guess, against the federal government. We were talking about the overreaching arm of the federal government and intrusion into the affairs of the state of Texas. Why don't you tell us about some of the lawsuits that your office has filed?
Be happy to. It's kind of interesting what's going on in the country right now because we're still dealing with tough economic challenges. And in these economic challenges, the brutal reality is that some of our fellow Texans and some of our fellow Americans have lost their jobs. They've lost something else, though, far more priceless, and that is they have lost their liberty because of overreaching governmental programs out of Washington, D.C. We will see in the coming years a rising economy that will bring back many of those jobs that have been lost. But the rising economy is not going to bring back the loss of liberty they have sustained. For us to regain our liberty, we must assert the principles in our Constitution. That is what I am doing in several lawsuits that we are waging against the federal government. The first, most important one is the lawsuit we have filed challenging the constitutionality of. The Democrats passed a law that is unprecedented in its scope and intrusion into our liberties. For the first time, Congress is forcing Americans to go buy a good or service. Congress doesn't have authority to do that. By passing the Obamacare individual mandate, Congress has trampled upon our 10th Amendment rights as well as the Commerce Clause, and so we have filed a lawsuit sending a message to Washington, D.C., don't mess with Texas, and we are going to challenge you all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. A second lawsuit that we filed in goes against another federal governmental agency. We're suing the EPA. The EPA has declared war on the state of Texas. The EPA is trying to take over the Texas economy and Texas state agencies' ability to regulate the entities under their authority. This is a confiscation, if you would, of Texas authority, and so we're challenging the EPA's regulation. People need to understand, as expensive as Obamacare is, what the EPA is attempting to do with regard to regulating greenhouse gases, regulating carbon dioxide, and regulating cap and trade by bureaucrats without the authority or approval of the members of Congress is going to cost far more than even Obamacare cost. It could cost trillions of dollars. You, the people of Texas, you, the people of this country, have to understand you're going to be coming out of pocket hundreds of dollars a month, thousands of dollars a year just because of a wealth redistribution scheme by Washington, D.C., by unelected bureaucrats at the EPA. We're challenging it in court as we speak, but we need you, the people of Texas, the people of America, to stand up and stand with us and challenge the members of Congress to rein in an out-of-control EPA.
Thank you. We're talking to Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott. General Abbott, you've had a chance, I guess, to walk amongst the delegates, and there are a lot of delegates here that are here for the first time. And I think that you would agree it's probably Washington and the overreaching arm of the federal government that is getting people out of their houses and here to the convention and involved in politics really for the first time. So what do we need to do in order to regain control of the agenda? And what do we need to do in order to be able to roll back the tide of really federal oppression?
You know, the answer to your question is really simple. The excitement and the vibrancy that exists in this convention hall today and that we have seen exist in the primaries needs to carry through to November. If the people who are excited about politics today stay excited about politics for the next 5 months all the way through November, they will have an effect on this country that will allow us to take it back, that will reaffirm a country based upon our constitutional principles enacted by our forefathers, and it will have a tremendous effect. I do want to add that there is an extreme level of excitement here today. We have both the new and the renewed. We have new people who have shown up to tea parties, people who are involved with the 912 Project, people who are getting involved in politics for the first time, but we're also seeing people that I have seen in these conventions for decades who have a renewed invigoration about their party, about their principles, and about being involved in taking back our country. So it's the mixture of both the new and renewed that's making a huge difference in politics today.
General Abbott, tell us about your plans for the future. I mean, obviously you're Attorney General, you're going to serve out your term, but have you given any thought to what you might do? Because we know you're one of the outstanding leaders in the state of Texas, and I think most of the people here would like to see you involved in, either the federal or other state government office.
Well, I believe that as long as people who are elected to office, good at that office, and take care of their business, everything else takes care of itself. I have challenges in front of me, trying to defeat Obamacare, trying to defeat the EPA, trying to protect Texas children. I must keep my eye on the ball of doing that job, and everything else takes care of itself.
Well, very good. Is there anything else you want to tell our audience or any other delegates?
I do. I'd like to tell the audience and the people who are here, as well as the audience who are looking at this electronically, we love you. We need you. You must stay involved between now and November, and for years to come. You are seeing a difference take place in this country because you are involved. You are invigorated. This whole process is about you, the people of this country. You have within yourself the power to take back this country. We need you to stay involved, and thank you so much for making a difference.
General Abbott, thanks for joining us today. That's Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott. We're live from the Dallas Convention Center at the State Republican Party gathering in Dallas, Texas.
Ben, always good to see you.
Enjoyed
My
it.
pleasure.
Yeah.